Close your eyes for a second and imagine a motorcycle that does not exist to please crowds, algorithms, or resale values. Imagine a machine that was never meant to be understood quickly, never meant to be safe in the way modern bikes are safe, never meant to be forgotten. That is where the Buell Hammerhead 190 lives, not in showrooms, not in spec sheets. It lives in the space between audacity and obsession, where engineers stop asking for permission and start asking dangerous questions. This bike is not a product of convenience. It is a product of conviction. The Hammerhead 190 feels like it was built by people who were tired of hearing the word impossible. Tired of hearing that American performance bikes couldn't compete at the highest level. Tired of seeing the same formulas repeated again and again with different paint and slightly better electronics. Buell didn't want to tweak the rules. They wanted to tear them up, rewrite them, and set them on fire while riding away at full throttle. The Hammerhead 190 is what happens when that attitude becomes metal. The first thing that hits you is the presence. Even standing still, the bike feels loaded, coiled, waiting. The proportions are aggressive in a way that doesn't feel decorative. Long wheelbase, sharp nose, muscular rear. Everything about it suggests forward motion, like it's already accelerating through time. It doesn't smile at you. It stares back. And that stare is intentional. This bike doesn't care if you like it. It cares whether you're ready for it. People love to argue about horsepower numbers, but the Hammerhead 190 makes that conversation feel shallow. Yes, the numbers are extreme. Yes, they were shocking for their time. But the real story is how the power behaves. This is not a polite engine. It doesn't ease you into speed. It doesn't gradually build excitement. It delivers force with authority, with immediacy, with a sense of mechanical honesty that modern ride-by-wire systems often filter out. When you twist the throttle, the bike answers directly. No translation, no softening, just cause and effect. And that raw connection is where the Hammerhead 190 separates itself from almost everything else. It reminds you that motorcycles are not supposed to feel neutral. They're supposed to feel alive. This engine doesn't just push the bike forward, it communicates. You feel the combustion, the vibration, the pulse of machinery doing violent, beautiful work beneath you. It's not refined to the point of numbness, it's refined to the point of purpose. The chassis tells the same story. Buell's obsession with mass centralization wasn't a theory, it was a belief system. Fuel in the frame, oil in the swing arm, components placed not where tradition demanded, but where physics insisted. The Hammerhead 190 doesn't just carry its weight differently, it thinks differently. The result is a bike that defies expectations. It looks long and intimidating, yet it responds with precision. It feels heavy until it's moving, and then suddenly it feels like it's shrinking around you, tightening, focusing, locking onto the road. Cornering on the Hammerhead 190 is an experience that rewires assumptions. This shouldn't work the way it does, and yet it does. The front end communicates clearly, honestly. The bike doesn't hide its limits, and that transparency builds trust. It doesn't flatter bad inputs, but it rewards commitment. When you ride it with confidence, the bike gives confidence back. There's no artificial safety net here, no digital guardian angels. Just mechanical truth. The braking system alone deserves respect. Buell's perimeter brake wasn't a gimmick. It was a solution, reducing unsprung weight, increasing rigidity, improving feel. On the Hammerhead 190, braking feels powerful and direct, like grabbing hold of the bike's momentum and bending it to your will. It's not about drama, it's about control. And control is everything when you're dealing with this level of performance. The riding position makes it clear what this bike expects from you. This is not a casual relationship. Low bars pull you forward. Rear sets tuck your legs in tight. Your body becomes part of the machine's geometry. At first it feels demanding, then it feels right. At speed, the wind supports you, the bike stabilizes, and suddenly the aggressive posture makes perfect sense. The Hammerhead 190 isn't uncomfortable by accident. it's intentional. Comfort was never the priority. Connection was. Now let's talk about the price again, because this is where misunderstanding often lives. The Hammerhead 190 was expensive, yes, but not expensive in the way luxury is expensive. This wasn't about leather seats or premium finishes. This was about paying for risk, paying for experimentation, paying for a company willing to bet everything on an idea. You weren't just buying a motorcycle, you were buying into a philosophy that might not survive. And that makes every Hammerhead 190 that exists today feel, the stance alone feels like it's already moving, like the bike is leaning into the future while the rest of the world is still stuck in neutral. This isn't a motorcycle meant to blend in traffic or pose politely at a cafe. This is a statement made of metal, heat, and intent. The Hammerhead 190 was never designed to be comfortable with approval. It was designed to dominate perception. Most bikes are born from market research, from focus groups, from spreadsheets. The Hammerhead 190 feels like it was born from a challenge thrown across a table that said, what happens if we stop compromising? What happens if a company known for doing things differently decides to go all the way? No leash, no apology, no safety net? The answer wasn't subtle. It was brutal, beautiful, and loud in every way that matters. When people first saw the Hammerhead 190, they didn't ask, is this practical? They asked, is this real? Because it didn't look like a production motorcycle. It looked like a machine that escaped from a design studio after everyone else went home. Long, low, aggressive. That shark-like nose cutting forward with purpose. The kind of bike that makes other superbikes suddenly look conservative. This was Buell saying, we don't just think differently, we build differently. Power is the first thing everyone wants to talk about, because power is the language of respect in the motorcycle world. And the Hammerhead 190 spoke that language fluently, aggressively, and without hesitation. The number itself, 190, wasn't decoration. It was a warning. Claimed horsepower figures that sounded almost irresponsible at the time, delivered in a way that wasn't just about top speed, but about instant authority. This wasn't peaky, fragile power that lived only at redline. This was torque-rich, gut-punch acceleration that made the bike feel alive even at half throttle. Twist your wrist and the world didn't blur. It retreated. But here's the part people miss. The Hammerhead 190 wasn't about winning dyno charts. It was about how the power was used. Buell has always obsessed over mass centralization, and on this bike, that philosophy felt sharpened to a blade. The engine wasn't just a power plant. It was a stressed member, a structural decision. Weight pulled inward, mass concentrated where it mattered. The result was a bike that on paper looked like it should be terrifying to control, yet in motion felt disturbingly precise, like it knew where it wanted to go before you did. And then there's the sound. Not noise, sound. A deep mechanical growl that didn't scream for attention, but commanded it. The kind of exhaust note that vibrates through your chest before it reaches your ears. It didn't sound like every other high-revving sport bike fighting to prove something. It sounded confident, heavy, purposeful, like it had nothing to prove because it already knew what it was capable of. Now let's talk about the part everyone whispers about, the price. The Hammerhead 190 was never meant to be affordable in the traditional sense. This wasn't a bike you compared on a spreadsheet next to Japanese leader bikes and asked which one was the better deal. This was a machine that existed outside normal value conversations. The price reflected exclusivity, engineering obsession, and the reality that this bike was closer to a rolling prototype than a mass-produced product. Owning one wasn't just about money. It was about access. Access to a mindset that refused to play by the rules. And that's where the hidden features come in. Not features in the brochure sense, no gimmicks, no flashy distractions, but philosophical features. The fuel carried in the frame, lowering the center of gravity. the perimeter brake, reducing unsprung weight while increasing control. These weren't marketing tricks. These were solutions to problems most manufacturers never bothered to question. On the Hammerhead 190, every unusual choice had a reason, and that reason was performance purity. Even the ergonomics told a story. This bike didn't pamper you, it positioned you. Low bars, committed stance, a riding triangle that told your body immediately, this is not a commute, this is an event. You didn't sit on the Hammerhead 190, you locked into it. Rider and machine became a single forward-leaning idea. And once you were moving, that aggressive posture made sense. At speed, the bike felt planted, deliberate, almost predatory. Like it was happiest when the road opened up and hesitation disappeared. What makes the Hammerhead 190 truly legendary isn't just what it was, but when it existed. This bike came from a time when Buell was pushing against the limits of what an American performance motorcycle could be. While others refined, Buell XP